Now that get property, anyway, we'll write the data here directly. From here the data will go as an output. Come as an output. So directly it come as an output here. That will be written here. This getter method and writes the value to the current JSP writer directly. Their name is needed, property is needed. Name means attribute name. Property means, name means your object name. Bean object name. Property means the value, the variable available in the bean indirectly. If we say that too, automatically the properties will be coming out. So get property, P code. Get property, P name. Get property, P price. Get property, P quantity, and object names are PB. So theory. So here three tags: use bean, set property, get property to work with beans. That's the concept. All of understood these three tags now, right? Finally, JSP can communicate with beans. JSP can communicate with DAOs. So theory. So finally, so these are the tags. If you want to read it, you read the notes once. If you can remember it, no need. So include, forward, PRAM, use bean, set property, get property. These 9 are the important tags from your JSP. Clear everyone? Right. Now, under this, rare tags are available. Rare tags means we are not using them nowadays. So I made a statement as rare tags. The following are some rare tags used in or rare used tags. Almost we are not using them. JSP plugin, JSP fallback, JSP PARMS, plural form. Before our technologies, these all technologies, we had applet programming. We remember applet coding. Nowadays it is outdated. Many web browsers are not supporting applet. Only Internet Explorer will support. That also old Internet Explorer will support. That also applet will not be executed directly. We have to download one plugin. External plugins will be there. You have to download it. The plugin also should be compatible with your Internet Explorer. You have to install it. Then your applet will run. This is all story about 20 years back. Right now, our technology increased, no, anyway. So applet coding is available. That applet code scheme, already applet based, already some applications we used to run it already. That applets, when they want to bring into web browser, JSP supported. JSP supported these applet codes to run on web browsers. For that only this tags came. JSP plugin. JSP plugin action tag provide easy support for including Java applet in the client web browser using built-in or downloaded Java plugin. So in your web browsers will support these plugins. Some web browsers will support these plugins. If not, you have to download the plugins from externally. You have to install it. When the plugins are available there, JSP can run that applet codes to support that. That's called JSP plugin. Fallback. The meaning is JSP fallback. Action tag allows us to specify a text message to be displayed in the required plugin. Text message to be displayed, comma. If the required plugin cannot run, this action tag must be used as a child tag within. What is this? If the required plugin cannot run. 1 minute. JSP plugin action tag allows us to specify the text message to be displayed if the required plugin cannot run. Full stop. And this action tag must be used as a child tag with JSP. The meaning is we download one plugin. The plugin will be installed to one web browser. Based on that plugin, the JSP program will bring that applet to run it. If the plugin is not running, it has to show one message to you. The message is shown from the JSP fallback. The plugin not supported. The plugin will not run. Not compatible. Some text message should come. The JSP fallback is displaying that text message. Moreover, JSP fallback is a child tag of plugin. The theory. JSP PRMs meaning is whenever we want to pass any parameter to applet, whenever we want to pass any parameter to applet, you can pass with JSP PARMS. This JSP PRMS action tag sends the parameters that we want to pass to an applet. Whenever you want to pass parameter to applet, we pass it. Today applet code's not there. Even you had GUI coding in your core Java, but we never tried it. Nowadays we are not giving training. Actually 8 years, 10 years back, we written a notes 1 week to 10 days. We used to train that GUI programming. We used to train it almost 12 sessions, 10 sessions. We train it. Writing applet codes, multi-threading, something we do. But today it is outdated. No, today's times are very less for you. Very less times are there. Students are not giving a time for us. So your management asked not to teach that, leave it out. So, but we kept in the syllabus part. The syllabus part GUI code is there. We only kept it because 1 or 2 questions they'll ask it for interview purpose. In applicative area, not there. It is outdated. We cannot run applet program directly today. Your web browsers will not support also. When the fresher today, and example 2022 know this one, if any student come and ask what I should learn means, we give a option HTML no, directly. Directly we are asking to go for HTML or not now. When the HTML is there, where comes your GUI programming? So swing not there, applet not there, that all not there. Because minimum the student is learning HTML no, UI technologies. So that also UI only no. Your AWT, swing and applet also UI only. Generally in the universities some course curriculums are having that, but according to market it is outdated. So because we call it as a rare tags, we are not using, and many people don't know the tags are available also. We are not. Moreover, JSP only less used because Spring is dominating. No, after Spring came, the total things has been changed. No, before Spring it difference, and after Spring it is different. But even then we train this call components and send it. Okay, right. So these are the informations about these tags available to you. And remember, how many tags are available in the JSP now? 3 tags are available. One is scripting tags, one is directive tags, one is action tags. Scripting tags will support you to write normal Java codes. Among that scripting tags, we had 3 types: scriptlet tag, expression tag, declarative tag. Using scriptlet tag, you can write normal servlet codes. You can write it. It's called scriptlet tag. Expression tag will support you to assign the data to one variable, or expression tag supports you to send the data to web browser directly. Declarative tag will support you to declare some variables and methods part of your JSP program. Directive tags are available to you. These directive tags are nothing but at the rate of page, at the rate of include, at the rate of tag lib. These directive tags will support the translator to specify the directions we say. So at the rate of page has many attributes are there, like import, language, some encoding, page, error page, and so on. They are all comes under attributes of your at the rate of page. At the rate of include will support you to include the page for your response indirectly. And at the rate of tag lib we not used. We are going to use last at the rate of tag lib for EL, expression language, we use it. Until then at the rate of tag lib not used. And next we come to action tags. Action tags majorly include forward, PARM, use bean, set property, get property. These 6 you have to remember it. Action tags will specify what actions are performed while JSP page execution is going on, because we concentrated on 2 different programs based on first 3 and last 3. So these are the tags available from JSP. Here the JSP related tags has been ended except one tag, that is at the rate of tag lib. Clear, right? After these all tags, and yesterday one program related to it, and the program related diagram I'll paste here. Yesterday only I must add that diagram, but yesterday error came. No, instead of using that expression tag, I used it directly. Error came, so I stopped the class. I not added this diagram. Today I'll add that diagram to you. After that, make it FAQ JSP life cycle. Define JSP life cycle. They'll ask it. JSP life cycle. JSP life cycle demonstrates different states of JSP program from starting to ending of JSP program. Starting to ending of JSP program. From starting to ending, how many states are there? We are having a discussion. That is known as a JSP life cycle indirectly. The following are the stages of JSP program or JSP life cycle, you can say. Translation process, compilation process, loading process, instantiation process, initialization process, request handling process, destroying process, translation process, compilation process, loading process, instantiation process, initialization process, request handling process, and destroying. Right. Right. Look here, all of you. This is one JSP program. So JSP program means HTML code plus servlet code. You can say Java code. You can write HTML code and Java code. While constructing, majorly we concentrate on scripting tags. We are going to use some scripting tags, we write it. The first stage of this program is translation. Translation. Sir, what is this translation? Translation means whatever the Java code available there, you must separate it. Because Java code needs bytecode. No? Java code needs bytecode or not now. So it is to be separated. So this is separated. Your Java code will be separated. Your Java code. Java code means whatever the servlet code is there, that one. Java code means servlet code only. Because servlet rules only, there are no request. So get parameter, something. Nothing but this is one servlet code. So you are calling it as a source code. Because you want to return that code will come out. Now while translation, here your direct to tags will work. Here direct to tags will work. Means what? You are saying import, no? The import will work. Means import is added to that code and comes. Like this, whatever you do the information, that is add and come. It's called source code. Then after translation completed, you must go for compilation. You must go for compilation. Here compilation. Here compilation. After compilation, your bytecode should come. Means dot class file. Here your bytecode will come. Means our code, machine understandable code, bytecode will come. Dot class file will come. Here doubt will come. Compiler not there, no sir. Because while you are installing Tomcat, it is taking JRE, no sir. Yes or no? No. It is asking for the JRE only, no? It asks, give your JRE to me, it asks. Why means your Jasper will do this work now. Jasper one container is there, no? The Jasper container has that model. If you dump any source code internally, it will convert into bytecode. So internally it uses some compilation. That's the concept. Because that is happening. So for execution, one command library needed, no? It is taking JRE from outside. That is JRE also for servlet container. It takes and attaches for the servlet container actually. For Jasper, it says that I had some internal conversion is available to me where I can convert internal source code to internal bytecode I can do. It will not say a .java file came, .class I am giving, it will not say. Just I'll take the code internal to my translation. From there, I only will convert and give one bytecode to you. Understood now? Here we are saving with .java, generating .class, you cannot see them. So Jasper will say that, I will do internally this work, compilation, I'll do it. After that compilation completed, again with HTML code is there no flavor, that will be mixed again. Because when you separate it, that should run, while execution that should be in the order or not now. So that attaches some mixing format, means internally some layouts is there, they will do it out. Finally we come with the loading. We say loading process, we say. Then we call it as loading. Whatever you done here, you go with the loading. Loading process. When the loading process started, automatically what are the stages now? Instantiation, initialization and so on. Nothing but these are all execution process. Under that execution process, all are available, instantiation, initialization, request handling and destroying. While execution is going on, here action tags will run. That only concept. Here action tags will run. See there, action tags are available in the execution stage. Your directive tags are available in the translation stage, and scripting tags are available at your coding stage. Understood this point now? So because action tags will have dynamic execution level, because there we use include, no, JSP include will have highest priority than at the rate of include. At the rate of include is in the translation process. JSP include is available in the execution process. Always execution process will save the time now. So we give the highest priority for JSP include. That FAQ I am going to write it. Right? Okay. Finally, you understood what has been happened? I'll write the points. One line I'll write it. Translation, the process of separating the Java code, nothing but servlet code. The process of separating the Java code from JSP programs is known as translation process. The process of separating the Java code from JSP programs is known as translation process. What is compilation now? The process of compiling the source code generated from translation process. Make it. The process of compiling the source code generated from translation process is known as compilation process. Here one interview question they'll ask it. Source code is coming anyway. Internally your Jasper will do the work. Bytecode will come. Then where is that source code? Where you are saving? If you save it, .java file must come. Not coming, no? So it discards, means deletes. Not there again. So after compilation process, the source code is destroyed. Not needed. Because whenever you run it again, it starts, no? Whenever you run the program again, it starts from the starting stage or not, no, deployment. They'll ask that question to you. So source code is coming, you said. Source code translated to bytecode. Where is that source code? They'll ask it. You must say destroyed. Destroyed. If you say available, they'll ask you where it is available. If it is available, you must save it, no? It should be available somewhere in your project or in your packing store or somewhere. If it is available, means some extension should come. Right? What extension? By default, .java only should come. They'll ask that code to you. So simply you can say note. After compilation process, the source code is destroyed or deleted. Destroyed. So not available. Loading process. The process of loading you must say JSP program for execution, you must say, because you must not say bytecode. If you say bytecode, then where is the HTML code? They'll ask it. Both should come onto the execution or not now. Again, the mix it and come. Internally, Jasper after generating, again some levels are there. They'll mix the code and send it. So finally, while you're writing a loading process, the process of loading JSP program for execution is known as loading process. Remaining all you know, instantiation. When object is created or not now, there also object is coming, no. I drawn one box means one object is coming. Object means storage. That storage will hold JSP related informations. The concept. Inside also methods will be there. That object will have methods. That methods are hidden from you because it only will do all the work. Why it is doing the work means HTML code is there now. So I only will do all that work internally. So methods, so I only will write, I only set the code. I only will write IN90 method. I only will write service method. I only will destroy method. I'll add all the codes and I only will distribute and send it. So all the work is done by the Jasper container. So instantiation process, when the JSP program, when JSP program is loaded, then it is automatically instantiated. Known as instantiation process. Right. Look here. Code separated, source code came, byte code came, source code deleted, the byte code mixed with HTML, loading the code now. Once loaded, object created. After object creation, you can see three methods again. Here also three methods will come internally. The Jasper will do that work. Three methods. It only will separate all the codes and come. That after instantiation process, make it. After instantiation process, we can find the following. Life cycle methods. We can find the following life cycle methods. One is IN90, JSP IN90, JSP service, JSP destroy. These methods are created automatically internally. It only will create it and it only will run it. We cannot see. You must not write that methods. You must not call that methods. It only will do the total work because JSP is automated, we say. Because objects also you only not creating. Object names also it only giving the names are not now. Total work done by the Jasper. So the three methods. JSP IN90, JSP service, JSP destroy. Now remaining you know already initialization. The process of making the programming components ready for execution is known as initialization process. The process of making the programming components ready for execution is known as initialization process. Of course, we use JSP IN90. We are not writing that statement. General meaning I am writing. Request handling. process of handling, the process of accepting the request, the process of accepting the request and providing the response is known as request handling process. Request handling process. Now destroying process. The process of destroying the JSP instances, whatever the JSP related components, destroying is known as destroying process. These are normal definitions for reading. So these are the informations regarding your JSP. Okay, take it. All of you take one long breath then once again. Now let us call that servlet inside to mix with the JSP. That's all. You know servlet no already. Now let us link that servlet. The servlet will generate response in the form of JSP. That only pending. After that one tag is pending, no tag LAB. To explain the tag LAB, we bring ELN JSTL, 1 or 2 programs. With that course will be ended. Now the pending part is mixing JSP and the servlet. Because remaining all mixed, no. So remaining all are ready. Through the diagram, servlet ready, listener ready, filter ready. All your objects are ready, no. So except your JSP output generally. Now let us mix it. Whenever you want to mix this JSP and servlet together, now make a shading. Web architecture models. Make a shading. Web architecture models or web application architectures. Web architecture models or web application architectures. Look here. To present one web application, some rules will be there in the market. We have to follow the rules. Suppose whenever you want to write one program, only rule is there. Class naming convention, interface naming convention. For rule is there or not now? There are some rules to write a program the same way. There are some rules to construct your web applications. That only web architecture models or web application architectures. There are 2 types available to you. Right. There are 2 types available to 2 minutes. You see that paragraph. 2 types of development models are used in Java for web applications. And these models are classified based on different approaches used to develop web applications. So in our hand today, we had, how many options are there for us today? Sir, beans are there, DAOs are there, Java collection framework objects are there, servlet is there with filter and listener. We had a JSP. These are the options. Hibernate with JPN not there in our hand. Spring, Flavor not there. Web service Flavor not there. Remaining 3 also waiting, no. They also will come and join here only, no. So this application is JSP MVC. What I am going to try is JSP MVC. After that, Spring MVC will come. Module is there, no for you. Spring Core, Spring MVC, Spring JDBC, that is the order actually. First spring core. You can go anywhere. Order I am speaking. Today students, no restriction. You can go and sit anywhere. But order I am speaking. Spring core. Spring core means what now? Core Java 80%. References concept, inheritance, inner classes. That terminology will be mixed with the spring flavor. To run that spring flavor, servlet is needed. So servlet knowledge with core Java is spring core. Who knows core Java correctly? Attend spring core. Within 1 week, you can understand what is happening. That core means core Java flavor only will be there. Then here, after giving that terminologies and models, then they introduce Spring MVC. Because you know JSP MVC, now the JSP MVC is coming. That I written the model to architecture MVC, no? The JSP MVC. So Spring MVC, where that Spring should be added. Already you know architecture from Advanced Java, no? You learned one architecture from Advanced Java. In that architecture, where we are keeping this Spring. So Spring MVC. So what model we have to construct it? There some centralized controller will be there, servlet controller will be there. Something they'll use some layers and they give the Spring MVC. In your Spring MVC you are using JSP MVC, you are using JDBC, no? What is the Spring MVC you must use? Spring JDBC you must use it. Then they modify that course to Spring JDBC. So automatically Spring MVC with the Spring core with the Spring JDBC will run. One program and application will be running. Understood now? I want security, Spring security. That only web application security. Generally the title is available here also, but we never write a notes here. The reason, immediately Spring security coming now for you. So we write Spring security there. That is Spring security, that's point 1. No sir, I want to decrease my XML documents very less. Spring Boot is there. That is one application developed with Spring actually. Spring Boot is one kind of application developed with Spring flavor. It is a part of Spring actually. So Spring Boot. These are the modules. Remaining all modules are not popular. Spring Social, one module is there, not popular. So other modules are there already. So what are popular models? That only we are learning, right? Among this, which one is popular? Student will say, sir, my brother said Spring Boot with microservice. I'll go directly there only. Student is going directly there only. I'm speaking about order generally. This is the order. Why I'm speaking order means, if you come in the order only, application you can understand. Where you are, which component you are applying. Some people will say servlet is outdated, they'll say. The maximum 90% students that only will say, sir, servlet not there, no sir, why servlet, they'll say. We know that will say. LKG not there means how 10th class will come. Directly taking admission into 10th class not possible. No? Sir, all are Spring means how can you go to Spring directly? In the market, working people are lawyers, doctors, engineers. You cannot take admission directly into them. No? Understood this point or not now? See, all are web service people, all are Spring Boot people, all are Hibernate. That is a working domain that is. But without core Java, where you will go? Without advanced Java, where you will go? Advanced Java, core Java, you cannot see. Today you people also, you cannot remember anything from your school ages. Physics, how many lessons are there? Today you cannot remember. In the 5th class, what happened? You don't know, sir. On that day, I read it, today I forget it. But without a school, it's not there, no? Some flavor is carried forward, no? That only point. Student don't know that point. If you see in the outside, Spring Boot will be running. He thinks that Spring Boot is available. But to come to Spring Boot, some steps will be there. If you come with a step, subject will be there, confidence will be there. If you jump and go directly, programs will be there without knowledge. Programs means what? The trainer will give some material, trainer will give some programs. The students will run that programs and feel that practice completed. Running program is not practice. Creating your own application is practice. Sir, I can write my own application means that is practice. Teacher already running the program, you are running the program means you are cross-checking the trainer written correctly or not. That only you are doing, no? Sir, you give one program, sir. Send one material, sir. I will run it. That will student will ask him, sir, material is very late, sir. You send it because you have to cross-check that whether you written correctly or not. Then okay, 2 days I'll send it, I'll say. Because they have to cross-check no our program. Sir, I run it, sir. Sir, it is working, sir. Thank you, sir. That only no. Actually, that only, maximum 90% students will do that only. Sir, send materials, sir, very late, we have to check it. Whether you written correctly or not, send it. 2 days over, why you are not sending, sir? Wait for 2 minutes, I'll send it. So actually that is not practice. And practice means the concept what you learn from there, whether you are able to apply or not. That's called practice. Why I'm speaking that point means, in sequence today, we reach to one web application architecture. What are in our hand? In our hand today, servlet with listener and filter. You can run servlet with annotation, web.xml. You had in your hand today, DAOs are there, beans are there, on-demand Java collection framework is there. With JSP today, except a few objects, page object not used, page context object not used, at the rate of tag lab not used. Remaining you can coordinate with that names directly. With this knowledge, you are entering into web application architectures. Model 1. Model 1 means servlet will not be there, JSP will do the work. That's called model 1. Model 1 means yesterday program is there, no? The program is an example of model 1. Yesterday's program is example of model 1. Why means servlet only taking the request, servlet only giving the response, servlet only controlling the bean, servlet only controlling the DAO, and speaking to database without a servlet. That architecture is model 1. Like this. In model 1, what happens? See there. In the model 1 architecture, sorry, web browser will be there. Our users will be communicating from here. And part of web application, JSP says that servlet is not available here. I am the controller. Give the request to me. I will do the work. Request, response. Now that JSP says that in the background one layer is there. Other than JSP programs, other than servlet programs, one layer we are imagining. In that layer, beans will be there. In that layer, beans will be there. In that layer, DAOs will be there. Database related operations, DAOs will be there. On demand, you can take the support of Java collection framework also. When the multiple bean objects are coming, you can take the support of Java collection framework. In this layer, who is communicating with the database now? Sir, this DAO is communicating with the database. He is communicating with the database by running the queries and collecting the result. Now JSP is saying that the total layer is under my control. The total layer is under my control. Understood this point now? The total layer is under my control. So here JSP is the controller. Who is the controller means JSP. When the JSP is the controller, then that is model 1 architecture. This is model 1. This is model 1 architecture where JSP will play a role. That all total layer will be under the control of your JSP. So see that all I written here. Model 1 architecture, some theory. The model 1 architecture was the first development model used to develop web applications. And this model uses JSP to design applications and which is responsible for all the activities, functionalities provided by the application. JSP only do all the functionalities, properties, features, controls, everything is part of JSP only. Understood now? So JSP is the controller. The application in which JSP is the controller is known as model 1 architecture, not available in the market, vanished. Not preferable, we are not writing also. Today, fresher okay. Now, 6-7 years back or 8 years back, fresher means only core Java. Today, fresher means you must know core Java, you must know advanced Java, you must know HTML, CSS, JavaScript, these 3 minimum, and 1 Oracle database. Then only your resume is shortlisted. 1 year, 2 years gap is there means 1 framework, minimum 1 framework. If we keep Hibernate with JP also, only few calls are coming. Only Spring is there means you are filtered. That is a trend running or not? Now today's trend that only. In this trend, where comes JSP now? Understood this point now? Huge competition is there now. If Java slow downs, one more domain is crossing and going or not now. So they'll be alerted definitely. So this kind of application development not available in the market. From there I took few limitations. I took it. 3 limitations. Roughly I took it out. Applications are inflexible and difficult to maintain because already you said no. Yesterday writing also very hard only. Easy only if you know it. Because angular braces, double quotes, single quotes. If the length increases, it will be inflexible only and difficult. A single change in one page may cause changes in other pages, leading to unpredictable results because lengthy quotes will be there. That written point I written here. So, increases the complexity of a program with the increase in the size of JSP page. Because controller means it has to do all the work. So of course we are writing only single program. If it is application development, definitely n number of things it has to do. The size of the code increases. When the increases, complexity also will be increased. Dependent pages also will be increased. Any effect occurred in one page, remaining pages also will be affected. Involves the developer at both page development and business logic implementation stages. Means what? You only should know UI technology. You only should know development. Both are available there, no? Java code is there, HTML is there. Actually what happened in the history means, in 2000 and 2001, developer means developer only. Developer means developer only. In 2000, testing unit not there. In 99, 2000, testing unit not there. Testing units are not there. Test engineer word is not there. So part of your software development life cycle, developer only participated. That much of tools not there. Today Selenium is there, Dart is there, Dart is there. They also had huge technology today. Now on that day in 99 and 2000 around, separate testing setup not there. Developer only is to do. He only will do UI, he only will do something. So he only will do and participate in the project. Very less no on that day. So he only will do all the work. 2001 WTC tower gone. Everybody knows that. Yes or no, I don't know whether you burn or not. In 2001, that US one tower crashed. So on that day, around many software engineers suicided. Whether you know or not, I don't know. That is a racism for us. Why suicides? Because our packages will be very high, generally, very huge packages. By seeing that package, credit card, debit card, house link, car loans, everything will come. Uncalculated amount, unexpected imaginations. Suddenly, thousands of jobs came out. So there some racism occurred for 2 years. In that racism, your software companies brought a concept known as test units. So let us divide some work, because software engineer should be divided. Then UI field came, test field came, development field came. So you do screens part, you do development part, you do testing part. So that they divided the work, increased the employees, and came. There onwards, testing unit started slowly. UI unit started slowly. Today, they are competing with us. Yes or no? UI engineer is competing, and test engineer is competing. He also drawing 10 lakhs. I am also drawing 10 lakhs. He also drawing 10 lakhs. Ego should be hurted actually. Developer ego should be hurted. Why means, frankly, I'm speaking, and nothing wrong here. One supervisor is standing there. I am sitting here. I am a developer. He is a tester. Roughly, I'm speaking. He will check whether Venkatesh sir started the class or not. But the class depends upon me. Content or not now. Then he and me drawing same salary means my ego should be hurted. I am writing, you are testing. You are taking same salary equivalent to me. My ego should be hurted. Because the full stacks are coming. I only will do the work. Why tester? I done know 20 years back. I done know. I only will do UI. Why? Give that package to me. 30 lakhs or 40 lakhs to me. Understood? No. I done know. Understood this point now? That only again it came back and mixing now. Suddenly full stack. Observe this point or not now? They divided and came back. But they are testing people are feeling that they are doing without developer what they will do. I must give a code to you know. I want to test it. Venkatesh sir not there means doors are closed. Where comes the tester? If developer is not there, development is not there. No, I am speaking that point to you today means this all divisions came. In the divisions today, we came with strong frameworks. Developer is always unique only. Strong frameworks came today with security and filters. JSP cannot have security. JSP cannot have filter. Because of this reason, that application development is vanished. So I written 3 limitations for you roughly. But JSP related centralized control model 1 architecture is not available to you. If any application developed with a centralized development of JSP, we call it as model 1. Example, above 3 programs what I written to you. JSP application 1, JSP application 2, JSP application 3, servlet not available. That applications are invalid applications because servlet not available. That 3 are the examples of model 1 architecture. Somewhere I want to show to the student part of your material. JSP can speak to Beam. JSP can speak to your DAO because I written that yesterday's program. It can communicate it. Finally, above 3 applications comes under model 1 architecture. Today's trending is what now? MVC, model view controller. That model view control is model 2 architecture actually. See there, the drawbacks in the model 1 architecture led to the introduction of new model called model 2. The model 2 architecture was targeted at overcoming the drawbacks of model 1 and helping the developers to design more powerful web applications. And this model 2 architecture is based on MVC design model. So the appearance will be like this. I drawn 2 or 3 times already. So user will be sitting on web browser. Sitting on web browser. User comes through this web browser. User. Today you know now from web browser HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Angular completed now. How many of you started Angular? These are the technologies here to be updated now, right? You must complete HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Angular. Bootstrap, one framework is there. So they started Bootstrap also. Time is there or not, I don't know. You have to update that Bootstrap also. One framework for UI technology people that should be updated, part of that web browser. Now here, servlet. 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 Servlet says that I will take the request, you know already. If it want to give the response, it says that I will take the support of JSP. So servlet will control this JSP. And it will ask the JSP to give the response. Now JSP is the response. In the background, one layer is there. The same layer. The same layer is there now. Here, beans are available. Beans are available. Here DAO. I am only writing JCF because on demand we are taking the JCFs, Java Collection Framework. This will be interacting with this. So hope you are completed here. Oracle you completed, I think. Running query and collecting the result. Now look here. The servlet says that the total layer is under my control. Is the controller. Controller means C. In MVC, C stands for controller. So this is controller. This total layer comes under model. Model. Wherever the beans are there, that you can call it as model layer. M. What is this model? JSP response, no, we call it as view. That's called. So that only MVC, the concept. So this all. Now JSP actually works under servlet. If the servlet says go and collect the data, then JSP can collect the data. From the background layer, it can collect it. That also under the control of servlet only. JSP cannot take a decision. Because JSP time is over. It should run under servlet. Servlet says, without my knowledge, you don't take it. I only will activate you. JSP is under the control of servlet. JSP programmer by default servlet programmer. You observe the diagram, no? All servlet requests, all that objects only there, no? One or two extra objects are there. Remaining all under the control of servlet. Because we draw one single arrow saying that under the supervision of servlet only, JSP can take the data from the beans. Even it will not interact with the DAO. It interacts with the bean, it interacts with the JCF because bean objects only sitting on JCF now. One object, okay. Multiple objects are, if I want to access multiple objects, multiple beans, how I can access? Multiple beans you have to keep in the Java collection framework, I must access. Only one bean object I can access. Multiple beans if I want to bring it, how I will bring it?